Hey everyone, this is Be Divine from Be Divine Online, of course. We're going to get a message or a few messages about the week ahead. So what's the theme for the week ahead, please? Okay, we're going to be doing some shutting off here, disconnecting, letting go of some things that no longer serve. Some of you will be finding out just who is in the right placement in your life. And maybe there's some people that are having a wake-up call here where there's some situation that turns around and you are finding out just what this person's intentions really were. So there seems to be that there's that little bit of sadness. But what else can we have here? Okay. But you see, by letting that go, you move more into the truth of who you are. So I'm finding for a lot of people that we're having these big shutdowns. We're having these big realizations in our life. We're speaking and communicating differently. It may just be coming over you to stick up for yourself a little bit more. You may have major transformations happening in your life that you're not really sharing with everybody. And you know what? It's a really good idea to try to keep your cards concealed, right? Keep them close to your chest. It's almost like as soon as people find out what you're doing, they can't help but think about it and, really send their negative BS to you as well. So keep your plans to yourself. A new arrival and a change is here in your life. This is something that you've been waiting for, but it's only coming with the closing of the door in a situation that is no longer serving you. Oftentimes people think that when they're letting go of someone in their life or something, that it has to be difficult. If you see it that way, it will be. But if you ask that your spiritual light team bring a very easy transition, then that's a lot easier than, how it doesn't have to be difficult. In other words, is what is being said here. You are practical and down to earth and hardworking. You have a very, very trustworthy energy around you. You expect the same in return. So if someone is being dodgy, as they say in Australia, and really not being forthcoming about their true motives, it's coming in anyway. You're figuring this out. The page of Athames is like the page of swords, and this also gives further credence to your communication style being different. So as much as we may not look at horoscopes or astrology or anything like that, when we start paying attention to it, you can start noticing patterns in your events, patterns or events in your life that shift because of it. And these are things that you really don't have a choice over. It's just coming. If there's anything that is important for you to say, you're going to get that opportunity. Some of you are going to start to see the benefits of your inner work, okay? When we do the inner work, we're connecting with our inner child, and that is the child that went through all the traumatic events with you, the child that you may have pushed away or told to shut up and don't cry, the one that you might have said, we can't have fun right now, we need to behave, we need to do as we're told, or the child that's like, oh, let's just go hide. That child is still there and you have to give it the next instructions. I know that's going to hit home for some of you. We're safe now. It's safe to be connected as one. We can grow up now. We can be who we are. We can be free to be who we are. And if you can't be free to be who you are in your position right now in your life, trust and know that you are guided as you break free. Trust and know that the right people, places and circumstances will support you if you make the decision to be free once and for all. That's interesting. Okay. What next? Yeah, it hasn't been easy for you, but with the hare here, the rabbit of prosperity, things are changing. Once again, we keep on getting the communication is needed. Sometimes this is a communication that you need to have with yourself. And she's developing symbols and signs here, and connecting with them. She's signing, see, she's been doing this particular symbol here. So she's generating energy at the gate, bringing forth abundance at the gates, and removing the last of those deep-seated emotions here as well. It's time for a change for all of us, and we have no choice but to embrace what's coming, right? Yep. There will be a change around the globe, definitely. And some people, again, it keeps on showing us. Some of you out there don't see your worth, and you don't see how you can do something, or how am I going to get out there, and how am I going to change things, and I don't have any money, and I whatever story it is that you tell yourself that you can't do. Okay, you're having a self-fulfilling prophecy by doing that. You're generating I can't because someone has made you believe that way, because there's conditions placed around triumph or love or partnerships in your life. Hello, confirmation. Partnerships in your life, right? There's always these conditions. So even when it comes to you being able to move forward, you're blocking your pathway, giving yourself reasons why it can't work before you start something and it doesn't work, right? So you're generating this cycle of defeat when you are far more powerful than that. Far more powerful than that. It's time to stop believing the lies that people have told you to stop you from being all you can be. And embrace the journey of yourself. We all have to go over things that have happened to us and look at it through compassionate eyes, as though we were listening to someone else's life story, as hard as that can be. But when we can do that and we can rationalize why we've been experiencing things in the cycles, it's much easier to conquer those things. When you understand why something's been happening, it's much easier to either put an end to it or begin to look at it in a different viewpoint. And our job here as sovereign beings is to understand our sovereignty, our mastery of the self, of the soul. We can only do that by looking at the darkness that lies within. Each one of us have experienced in one way or another. And instead of saying to yourself, well, I haven't had it as bad as somebody else. Do you know some of the people who have had the worst experiences that God could ever think possible on this earth have always managed to get through it by saying there's somebody that's worse than me. Your story and your trauma is absolutely valid, and so is your survival tactics. But you've got to understand why you do what you do. And it's time that more people really took on a healing exploration of the self. Abundance is coming in, I'm telling you. I've been telling you all, we're about to get back to us all of the things that we've been giving on this planet for a long time. Comes in quicker when you think about what it is that you need to heal and emotionally let yourself do that. It comes about when we don't see ourselves as always going to be left in the cold, right? Always going to be left out. But we're embracing our individuality. We're embracing who we really are, because that's why people love us, after all, is who we are as a soul. You don't know what you can do if you are fully focused on yourself in your wholeness. Right now you might be fragmented. Your energy might be all over the place. You've got a lot of people you're thinking of or dealing with or having to sort out. Draw all of your power back to you. You're a soul that's going to do something on this planet huge, and you are supported by the divine every step of the way. Have a blessed week.